In this video, I am going to be exploring Aquinas' take on the conscience. For Aquinas, conscience isn't a feeling in the heart, it is a process of practical reasoning, and reason was very important to Aquinas. We can demonstrate this by his famous quote, "Reason in a man is rather like God in the world." Aquinas believed that the conscience originates from God, and that it is through our conscience and reasoning we can become closer to God. He says that the conscience is innate and is always seeking to do the good thing and avoid the evil. Aquinas describes the conscience as being made of two parts, the conscientia and the synderesis. The synderesis is the moral knowledge we have, which is mainly based on the five functions of life, i.e. the primary precepts, reproduction, education, law and order, life, and worshipping God. The conscientia is what takes these primary precepts and uses them to form them into secondary precepts, i.e. we apply the moral principles to our day-to-day moral dilemmas. In order to actually use the synderesis in the first place, we have to acquire the virtue of prudence, which is only learnt and developed by moral errors we make. I will use an analogy later on in the video to explain this. Aquinas recognizes that we can make moral errors. He says that these errors are not made by the conscience because the conscience is something we can trust and is God-given. These errors are made in our interpretation of the conscience. These, he says, are particularly common at the early stages of our life, because it is only by making these mistakes can we learn to understand our conscience and acquire prudence. He splits the types of mistakes into two categories, vincible errors and invincible errors. Vincible errors are ones that are made knowingly, and invincible errors are ones that are made unknowingly. For example, if I see a homeless beggar and decide to give him some money, I will be making a mistake, and I would be aware of this because if I thought about it a bit more, I would realize that this money would probably make the man's life worse because it is going to fund drugs. However, if I decided to give that money to a charity which says that they are providing shelter for homeless people, but I was unaware that this charity is actually using the money to abuse the homeless people, then I would be making an invincible error because I was never to know that the charity is using the money unethically. The way that I prefer to remember this theory is by an analogy of the vault. Imagine there is a moral vault, which contains moral knowledge like the primary precepts. This is the synderesis, a vault of moral knowledge. In order to open this, we need a key, and this key is the virtue of prudence. This is why, if we do not acquire prudence, the key, moral errors are made. So now suppose that through experience of making errors, we have acquired enough prudence to open the vault. The hands which open the vault take the moral knowledge out and use it. The practical application, which brings us closer to God, is the conscientia. Thank you for watching my video. Please visit my blog. Please rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you.